Uh-oh.
Okay.
Did I lose everything?
No, I don't think so. It was just the intro. Which is getting better,
All right.
by the way.
Hello, everyone, and welcome
I'm
to
liking the
D&D
just
Night
juxtaposition.
on DDOstream. Right here on twitch.tv/DDOstream, we play tabletop Dungeons & Dragons using Fantasy Grounds every Sunday night, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Again, right here on DDOstream, where you can also find lots of Dungeons & Dragons online gameplay. Quick note that D&D Night on DDOstream is sponsored, thankfully, by the fine folks at Fantasy Grounds. They have graciously offered to sponsor us with some licenses here in exchange for a little bit of promotion on our part, but we were happy to do it because Fantasy Grounds is what is allowing us to easily put these things together here for D&D Night on DDOstream. You can get a free version of the program and check it out for yourself at fantasygrounds.com. Highly recommended, and a fine sponsor here of D&D Night on DDOstream. We are in session 2 of the Wizard's Book. Let me introduce myself. I am Cordovan. I am the community manager for Standing Stone Games and Dungeons & Dragons Online. And I am DMing my second of what will probably be 3 sessions here, called the Wizard's Book. For those who missed session 1, the basic core conceit is we are playing around with the 5th edition spellcasting rules for wizards. Well, spellcasting rules in general, but as it applies here tonight to wizards. We have got a group of level 1 wizards who are trapped in a tower with a bit of an overwhelming enemy, but access to a spell book that will virtually let them, if they can do it, cast almost any spell in the Wizard's Book, level 6 or lower. We're going to talk a little bit about the plot and kind of where we left off here in a minute, but let's start at the top of my screen here on Discord, and we'll have people introduce themselves. Introduce both who you are, if you would like to give us a quick plug, if we would sure appreciate that, and then also let us know a little bit about your character. From the top, here is Best.
Hi, actually, I'm normally Groovy, but tonight I'll be playing Babist, who's a Githyanki, trying to get his way back to the astral plane, and by those means, I need everyone pretty much alive.
All right, next up is Even Note.
Hey, as Jerry just told you, I am Even Note. I am playing Nefaria, who is a tiefling, and who kind of regrets the pact she made with the devil. That's something I'm sure we'll explore at a later point. I also do streaming with Even, which normally follows D&D Night on DDO at 11 p.m. Eastern Sunday nights. I'm out of town, so streaming with Even, it will not air tonight. Plug and unplug.
Yeah, there you go. Comic Relief.
Hopefully everybody can hear me. I was hearing a little bit of choppiness there for others. But anyways, I am Comic Relief. I am playing Hieronymus, who is a wizard of obvious Orcish descent and also an outlander.
Very cool. Next up is Trist.
Hi, I'm Lynn from DDO Sundays with Alex and Lynn, and I'm playing Trist the Wonder Worker, who is an intelligent Kalistar. Perhaps a charlatan.
Okay. Winwick is next.
Hey, everybody. This is Baklagor from Fridays on Ice on DDOstream. I'm playing Winwick Fizzlestick tonight. It's a gnome wizard, and looking forward to tonight's adventure.
And then finally here, we have someone who uses mostly text, but Lord Silverhand... LRD, I should get that. Lord Silverhand, I believe. Hitron is the character name here tonight. Just call me Silver like Even does. Done. He writes, I'm playing Hitron, and I'm not going to try to make anybody say his last name, and I'm a bronze dragonborn wizard who would be hurting a lot more if he was awake enough to feel all the pain that he is in. All right, so let me actually do 2 things. We are going to, for those who caught session 1, we are doing a small, minor bit of retconning of a small section of the map that has not played a lot into this event yet, but may. I was going back through last week's show, I realized we had mislabeled one of the floors of the Wizard's Tower. So we are going to officially kind of have that list. That list was put together right by you, Comic. I am going to give you an inspiration point to do the DM's work. If you can type that stuff out in the chat so that we can all have that, use it, I will give you an inspiration point.
Okay, you want me to type it out in chat?
Yeah, type it out in Discord here so that we can reference it. And then finally,
okay.
I am also willing to give an inspiration point to someone who can give the audience here a 30-second to a minute-long recap of what happened last week. If anyone feels like you can tackle that challenge, I'll get you an inspiration point.
Okay, I think I can do it. All right. So we were up in the tower. Our master got shot by arrow, probably a slaying because he fell over dead immediately. We then went and secured a book that lets us cast spells beyond our normal means. Sent down a small party ahead down to the bottom floor to try to slow down the interlopers. It didn't work out quite so well. We got a little closer. Part of us got smashed, and some of us are still standing.
And there's a troll.
And there's a troll. Right.
It did all the smashing.
So, just to help explain, for those who maybe missed the first session or need a recap, the basic idea is this group of people, they're all level 1 wizards in a far region of the remote world. The reason they are so remote in this wizard's tower is they are studying in secret an aspect of spellcasting that, if it became widely known, could have extremely large ramifications, not just on spellcasting, but on the world itself. Those ramifications are the ability to combine your wizard skills to cast higher level spells than you might otherwise be able to cast. So, a level 1 wizard with one level 1 spell slot can combine that level 1 spell slot with any other wizards that happen to be in combat or whatever with them, if they choose to, and cast progressively either higher or more powerful spells. For example, 6 level 1 spell slots can be 1 level 6 spell. It can be a level 2 spell cast at level 6, etc., etc. So they also, when their wizard teacher, Ebeneezer, suddenly found himself dead at the hands of a group of angry orcs and hobgoblins and other people, they grabbed his main wizard book and brought it down with them to the 3rd floor so that they could perhaps have closer access to it. They have access to that book. We are being a bit of a stickler on spellcasting as well, in regards to components. So, for example, if a spell takes a brass lamp, then you need to find a brass lamp or have it on you. And that stuff is all largely available in the Wizard's Tower because this is the main place of study for this, not just these groups of students, but their powerful teacher, Ebeneezer. All right, so we ended up basically an assault on the Wizard's Tower, ended with kind of a stalemate in some ways, with more Ebenezer's dead. Several of the wizards are unconscious, brought down to 0 hit points. The group essentially brought a troll that tore up through the staircase from the ground floor to the 1st floor and was able to really kind of tear the party apart. And where we left off was with, I'm looking here, let's see, we have got Trist the Wonderworker, a Winwick Fizzlestick, Hitchrin, and
Hieronymus isn't unconscious anymore.
Yeah, and not unconscious. So awake is Hieronymus, Zidek, Ron, Babist, and
Nefaria.
So the way it worked is essentially Babist and Hitchrin and Trist found themselves at the blunt end of an angry troll. Meanwhile, if we call up the next section of the map here, tower floors 1 to 4, we'll see that Winwick and Nefaria are on the... You guys are on the second floor, right? You were basically just at the top of the staircase there? Is that right?
I had gone up to the second floor, something about a cat.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, there is a cat there.
That's right, there is a cat. And then I'm not seeing you on the map, but...
There's a green square next to Winwick, but it's empty. Somebody's icon is missing, I think.
Yeah, I'm not seeing her icon on the main tabletop either.
Since I'm not actually able to be in Fantasy Grounds tonight, you may need to drag my icon from the combat tracker, maybe?
Oh, I know. You probably need to grab her release her, and take control over as the GM.
I'm also not seeing Hieronymus on the screen.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Hieronymus either.
Well, the bulk of us are actually on, I think, the ground floor map. Or tower entrance map, anyways.
Right,
and then
right.
I was just headed up the stairs, so...
Yeah, you were. And you were dragging who with you? Do you remember?
Babist.
Babist is up.
Yeah. I got you up.
Right, no, you got me up, and then you, I believe, were knocked down, and so I grabbed you and tried to get you up the stairs.
Right, so where we ended up is basically, at least two people, Hitrin and Trist, unconscious. Ron, you were basically grabbing them right up the stairs. Now, there was someone missing. Who's the one who cast the spell on the troll? Do you remember? Was that you, Babist, or was that someone else?
Which spell is it?
There was I can't remember, was it Color Spray that you guys ended up casting?
Was it Color Spray or Chromatic Orb? And I think it was Trist who actually started the chain, and I don't remember who ended it. But it was like casting level 3, level 4.
I think we did it at level 3. I think there were 3 of us that participated. If I'm remembering right, I think I cast it, which is one of the reasons why he knocked me down and I'm unconscious right now.
Oh, was it Winwick that was knocked down? Okay, then I'm carrying Winwick. I was carrying somebody. I couldn't remember who.
I wonder why Winwick, you're showing up then and on the wrong floor. Because you're not on the second floor.
I didn't think I was, but I see that's where my character is right now.
Yeah,
maybe you got tossed.
How about you, Neferi? Do you know about where you ended up?
I believe there was a cat just at the top of the stairs on the second floor, so I may be on the second floor. I am drawing a blank.
You ran.
The cat is not. Yeah, you ran. The cat is by the troll here, actually. You can see on the map. The C is the cat.
You were like, screw this, I'm out.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so I think she went up the stairs towards the third floor.
And here's why it's relevant and why I'm ultimately getting at this. Babist, I believe, you had cast a spell, and Winwick, you had cast a spell but fallen unconscious. So the troll was busy knocking out a couple people and did not see... So far in combat, at least as far as I can tell, the troll has not seen Ron. Do you believe that is true? I think that's true.
Has not seen me? Well, he knocked me out originally, but then when Babs brought me up, I went headed up the stairs.
Right, and so he
he probably has not seen me head up the stairs now.
You're right, and he also is not seen you drag Winwick with you. So where we're starting here for this first round of combat here tonight is with the following. A couple of people unconscious, a couple of people up the stairs, one person farther up the stairs, and then I'm not quite sure, Babist, what your deal is in terms of...
I think, just looking at it, probably dragging Hitrin out.
That could well be.
Yeah, I think you were running down to get him.
All right, let's leave it there then. Let us start at the top of the order. The W is the wolf. Remember, there's a bunch of there's like a broken crate that was at one point on fire even. May actually still be largely on fire. On the staircase, there's a wolf that was just kind of nipping at the heels there, which is just kind of like Bark, 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 bark. Tristan and Winwick are being dragged. The half-ogre one... Let's see.
Trist is not. Trist is up against that window that shattered.
Oh, right. Yeah, you got...
She got thrown across the room.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I'm like 10 feet from everybody else.
I'm trying to find my half-orc one, or half-ogre one. Let me see.
I see half-ogre 2.
He's at the bottom of the stairs behind and Ogre Warchief.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. This is kind of like you mentioned. This was kind of like English story. So we had the ground floor and the first floor. So everybody was actually all the fighting was actually on the first floor, and we were headed up towards the second floor.
That's right. Okay, that explains a little bit about the map. So this is on the first floor, even like you are on the first floor, even though the map is the ground floor, because all these people underneath you are on the ground floor. That's what's going on with the map. That's right. So that would make sense then why even you would be on the second floor, because you are dragging Hieronymus and is trying to drag Winwick to the second floor.
Right.
Correct.
I'm not heroically trying to drag anybody. I'm just saving my own skin.
All right. Well, exactly. Okay, so it is the cat's turn. The cat kind of goes over by the staircase and appears to be staring at you, Ron. The wolf is just nipping at the bottom of the staircase, really trying to be like, bark, 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 bark. Hitrin is unconscious, being dragged. And Babist, it is now your turn for action.
Okay, well, I've got to drag this fella up the stairs with me. Being Hitrin.
Okay. You're going to presumably do like a full movement, is that right?
Yep.
And what's your strength?
It's decent. Let me check. 16.
Great. You have no problem then carrying Hitrin, and you can do full movement up the stairs. So why don't when you drag, just drag straight to map tower floors 1 to 4, second floor. Or do I actually need to do that?
5, 10, 15. I don't know. Let's see. Nope, you have to do it.
You have 25 movement?
30.
All right, well, you can actually then, you can really be quite a ways back here. Do you want to be about, like, say, that far back?
No.
Okay.
I'll be a little bit closer, because I've got to probably make another run in.
Now you should be able to place yourself, right?
Yes. So that's the stairs down. So I'm going to be here.
So you're essentially at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
Kind of toss Hitrin behind you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, if I recall, this is the top of the stairs over here. Because remember the arrow's pointing down toward the front door. So
Right, I believe
if you
that's
wanted to get
correct.
to the top of the stairs, then you would be more like that.
Okay.
All right, and that's all you want to do this round?
I think that's all I can manage this round.
All right, good deal. Orc 2's turn. Orc 2, if you recall, has really just been looting, searching through boxes and that, and not really even worrying about the combat. And that continues to seem to be the case. Maybe that person is assigned to just sort of grab all the rest of the folks deal with and whoever's left. All right, it is up to you now, Ron. You have got a cat, a very intelligent-looking cat, staring at you.
Oh yeah. I'm assuming that the cat's some sort of familiar or shapeshifter or something, and if I really had the time, I'd try to kill it, but I really don't. So I'm gonna take Winwick on up the stairs and maybe even try to revive him once we get up there.
Same question about your strength.
18.
Oh, great. No problem carrying up the stairs then. You'll get full movement, can do what you want. I'm going to, again, I'll just move you to the top of the stairs there, and you can place yourself from there.
Actually, that's if we can kind of get over here, that would be fine.
Something like that. All right. And since
right.
you are close to the stairs, I'm going to say you can still take an action if you wish.
Okay, I want to try to at least stabilize Winwick. I don't know if you want me to take a roll of some sort, medicine or something.
Yes, medicine. You don't seem to be able to stabilize Winwick further, unfortunately. Not this round.
Yeah, not with that roll.
Alright, now it is the ogre's turn. The ogre is sitting outside the door, keeping watch. He's looking in through the window at the kind of chaos. Although, remember, these people don't feel like they're particularly threatened. They're not really worried about you so far. They basically just stomped a couple of you down. And as far as they can tell, you're not really getting out anytime soon. So you don't sense like a big rush of urgency to run up the stairs that are still slightly on fire and take care of you guys. Maybe they don't know what you can do. The only one who's been hit by the spell was the troll. I mean, if they were neighbors, common sense would lead you to think that maybe they knew Ebeneezer was a big wizard.
But they got him.
Yeah. So the ogre is just sort of standing outside. Winwick, Yep, you're making a death success. That's good. Do you know how many successes? Oh, now you're stabilized, right?
That was it. I'm stable. That was the third one.
Great.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right, Orc 5 is pretty angry and is kind of waiting for the right moment, kind of looking back and forth at his friends, when are we going to go charging up the stairs, but does not seem to be wanting to put out the fire by himself or particularly move anything. Orc 3, however, is at the top of the stairs and did see that spell get cast. Orc 3 goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and is basically going to run up towards the top of the stairs. The Orc War Chief, the boss, the one who's been kind of making the orders so far, tells the two ogres, "Hey, you big lugs, this is your job. Clear out the stairs." The troll is kind of... Wait a second. Who would be... Nobody's around to actually see what the troll does. But did you hear
Nope, I'm unconscious.
Did you hear a sob? The half-ogre 2 basically grabs some wood from the staircase and then, to kind of clear the stairs out. And Nefaria. Nefaria, it's your turn.
Yes. This would be so much easier if I had fantasy grounds and could see my character sheet and knew what I could do.
Oh, right.
You guys are echoing each other, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, unless we're talking
Oh, I just forgot to mute after I finished talking.
All right, there we go.
Actions.
So
Well,
you are a level 1 wizard.
I remember the last time, and I don't remember whether it was successful or not, I had used prestidigitation to try to make a magic red dot appear and attract the cat.
That's true, you did do that.
I don't believe I have anything at my disposal that would help revive or heal any of my comrades.
You do have some sense of where you might be able to go to get healing.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
should be listed in Discord chat now.
So you're heading to the 6th floor then, Nefaria. From the 2nd. So what I'm going to do is actually have you kind of run up the stairs. I'm not going to make you go movement by movement, turn by turn. I'm just going to give an approximate amount of time, and then you will have access to the herbs from the 6th floor, okay?
Sounds good. Is one of them catnip?
Alright, cool. So then next turn. Is the other half ogre that is going to try to get to the staircase. He actually pushes Orc 5 out of the way and kicks the wolf, much to the chagrin of the Orc war chief, and grabs some more of the boxes and clears it out. That brings us to the top of the next round here with Babist. So, Babist, it is your turn, and just to kind of give you a sense of what you might want to consider, is either causing a blockade, cave-in, something like that, to prevent them from going up the staircase. That seems to be what the group before you was doing while you were grabbing the book. Another option might perhaps be to act offensively, although you are down quite a few people. And ultimately, I'm going to let you do whatever it is you feel is most appropriate. And for you, could you just time to actually grab my laptop?
Sorry, I switched to push to talk. So what I was going to ask is, at a certain point, a Githyanki, which I am not potent enough to do, can Misty Steph
Where is it?
telekinetically,
Underneath
because that's
the
what they
shoe table.
get later. Is there a way I
Underneath
could
the
push it
table
with
over the living room.
magic levels?
Is there anything you can personally do to push magic levels?
No, to push into it, to basically be able to Misty Step.
Well, I mean, you have the spells that you have memorized, correct?
Right.
And you can cast any of them just like you would normally like a first level wizard. And then you've got the spell book on the 3rd floor, so you could make your way up to the 3rd floor. And, you know, we had said earlier, this is also worth reiterating. It is possible to do one action to open the book, one action to find the spell, one action to read the spell, one action to cast the spell. So that is possible for a group to both find and cast a spell, theoretically, within the same turn.
Okay. I was just trying to use our technique, basically, through my psionic heritage to get a Misty Step out of it.
What's interesting about psionic heritage, do you have any psionic ability yet?
Yes, I can do the first one, which is the Mage Hand. Invisible Mage Hand.
I think I would probably be more willing to let you do that if you had it memorized, and it was more of an issue of just kind of using your psionic skill rather than your spell levels slots. But I don't really feel comfortable, I think, letting you start to dip into higher level spells or spells that you don't have memorized independently like that. Not without looking through the spell book.
Okay.
So, it is still your turn.
All right, and who's down at the bottom of the stairs that I'm assuming he can see?
That's a good question. So, at the bottom of the stairs, you don't see anybody except for the cat, because the half-ogre 2 and all the rest are actually on the ground floor. The first floor, actually, I guess I could probably switch maps now that we are onto the 2nd floor on that too. So let me bring the troll up to approximately where the troll would be. And the cat to approximately where the cat would be. The cat was basically just peeking around the corner, and the troll was just kind of at the top of the stairs, like that.
Right, but there looks like, what is it, Orc 3 is down at the bottom of the stairs of the second level.
Right, although you can't see it from that because it's, it's
No, I can't see him, but it's Bab's turn. He might be able to see it.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Good point. Remember, yes, actually, so you are not going to see Orc 5 because he got shoved out of the way. You would be able to see Half Ogre 1. Additionally, you would be able to see the Orc War Chief, and you could see the Wolf, and it would probably not be worth taking the shot, but you could try Half Ogre 2, like maybe with a ranged attack or something.
No, I'm more like Orc 3, who's actually on the second level map that's down at the bottom of the stairs. That's kind of what I was thinking, not looking at the first level.
That's right.
The second
Orc 3. Yes, and Orc 3 as well. So anyone that is really down to the ground floor like that, you can see Babist. You just can't see Orc 5. You kind of barely see Half Ogre 2, and then you can't see the other ones that are in the other sections of the map.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to go down and try to hit him with a booming blade in the orc, because that will slow him down. And yell out, anyone who's up here, go and get the book. We need more. We need more firepower than we got here.
So you were going to cast a spell at Orc 3, and that is Booming Blade?
Sorry.
As part of the action used to cast this spell, you must make a melee attack with a weapon against one creature within the spell's range, which is 5 feet. Otherwise, the spell fails. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. So you're basically just making a weapon attack, and then it also has this additional spell property should it be successful.
Correct.
Which, unfortunately, was not.
Typically.
Yep. But maybe that was for the best. Like I say, they still don't know who all can cast spells here, maybe.
At least I'm an armored dude with a sword at him.
So you do have the ability, if you wanted to, perhaps risk an attack of opportunity or something to kind of move back or something. You haven't used your full movement.
Sure, I'll do that. Back to the top of the stairs.
Alright, Orc 3 is going to try to grab at your leg. And let me actually call up my monsters here. Now that. Oh no. Alright. It wasn't a great X though. So I'm actually going to remove that damage. But on a natural 20, he not only grabbed your leg, but gave it a good yank, and you come tumbling down the stairs behind him, landing in a heap. You are not ever damaged. But you are on your back.
Oh no.
How much of that movement did it take?
Let's just say the rest of it, because you basically fell down the stairs, and he grabbed onto your leg and yanked, and basically sent you tumbling. Okay. Where are we in the combat tracker here? The cat. It is the cat's turn. The cat just comes meandering up the staircase. Unless you're going to try to attack it, Hitron, it's just going to sit there and stare. But you do have an attack of opportunity here, Hitron, should you wish to take it. He's slightly unconscious, so he isn't. Okay. Alright, so make a... Let's see, have we done the death saves on Hitron? I think so, right? Oh yeah, you failed all three, so you are truly unconscious at this point. Okay, so Hitron, you're going to have to just take a pause. I'm going to get you into the action as soon as I can again here soon, though, okay? The Orc War Chief, upon seeing the scuffle and the craziness on the staircase, is like, all right, ogres, do your you-know-what job. And is going to cast Battle Cry.
Hey, Trist, are you conscious? I
I
mean,
am-
not conscious.
I'm unconscious.
You are
Well, it
unconscious.
says unconscious.
How are your saving throws? Yet you also failed your saving throws. You too, I'm going to get into the combat here soon.
Okay.
Orc 5 is at the bottom of the stairs and is just going to kind of back off. The troll, who heard the battle cry, where's the troll now? There he is going to come running up the stairs. Steps over you, Babist, and tries to do a big ol' step. Actually, is going to step over you too, Hitron, and is going to the top of the stairs. Hitron unconscious. That orc is not.
So, attack of opportunity on that fella?
Oh, yes, actually, good point. Yes, you do. Well, you're on your back, but yes.
You can still poke up.
Yeah.
That was Orc 2?
Yes.
Troll, wasn't it? Oh.
Troll. Yes, sorry.
Okay, troll.
What is it you're going to try to do? If you're talking, I'm not hearing you. I'm sorry.
Me?
I'm not yet,
Okay.
but I'm about to. He's on the... There we go.
He'll be passing you on the staircase with you on your back. I'm going to say, if you want to make like a... Okay, yeah, there you go. Well, I guess it didn't really matter anyway.
There's that same roll again.
Yep. Alright, so you tried, but did not succeed. Alright, Ron. You've got Woodwick still unconscious, but able to be dragged quite well. You could bring him up another floor if you wished, essentially.
As much as I would love to kill the cat, since basically it's Nefaria and I are the only ones that are kind of up, I'm going to take Winwick up to the next floor.
Nefaria might have something to say if you killed the cat.
Don't care. And can I use a dash for double movement?
Yep. I'm just kind of roughly drawing kind of in some staircases here.
Okay, I know Nefaria was headed up to the 6th floor, but I also know the book is on the 3rd floor, and I know the first aid station is on the 6th floor. Yeah,
as a matter of
3rd
fact,
floor.
You are feeling mentally compelled to go near the book, maybe? Like the book wants you to get near it?
Yeah, I want to try to at least grab it as well, but I don't want to leave it there, but yeah, I'll try to head towards the book.
It's worth mentioning that Summon Elemental and Words and Guards are the two that are bookmarked.
Yes. Alright, the half-ogres are at the ground floor. They were tearing apart furniture and stuff, if you recall, to clear open the staircase, and largely got it done, but you may also recall that some of it was still smoldering and on fire, and half-ogres are not necessarily known for their intelligence. One of them, while clearing out a piece of debris, was actually on fire and threw it backwards behind him right into the other half-ogre, who is now has his loincloth slightly on fire. And the two are now arguing with each other over whether or not the half-ogre should put out the other half-ogre's loincloth fire, or whether or not, some other method should be used to douse it. The wolf, however, bolts up the staircase.
Is one of the
half-orcs Thulgrin because this totally sounds like something that would happen to one of his characters.
Nefaria, it's your turn.
Oh, now I am on my way to the 6th floor for healer stuff.
I am going to say that you have reached the 6th floor, and so we'll say the next turn you'll have the components, and then the following turn you can
Okay,
So I'm hanging out at the 6th floor gathering components.
And I'm just trying to think. Let's just go in order here. Who is actually still alive that could move? The wolf just kind of sits there on the 2nd floor and starts seeing, or actually the 1st floor here, sorry. Which, if you recall, is personal storage and smells bacon. One of you apparently had some dried meat in your pack, maybe?
Maybe more than one of us.
Nefaria, it's your turn. So the only ones who are really going to be moving is the troll at this point, and then the ogres once they get their stuff taken care of. So the troll ran up the top of the stairs, had an attack of opportunity against Babis, but has left him there, and is going after... Nefaria, you aren't there either, so is going to go up the stairs again. Let's say end of the turn, gets to the top of the 3rd floor, where Ron and Winwick are, and that will be the end of its turn. The cat is also just staring on the 2nd floor, staring. So, let us take a little bit of a pause in the action here to sort of set the stage for what's going to happen here in the future. I want to resolve, we're going to go out of turn order here, and I want to resolve what's going to happen with Ron, Winwick, and the troll. And then once that happens, we're going to be in a position to tell the rest of the story here. So let us go with your turn, Ron, a very critical turn. What is it that you're going to do?
Now, trying to shake the troll. Give me a second here. Okay, that's not the one I was looking for. What's the one I was looking for? Oh, that's the one. Okay.
So there we go.
Alright, so first thing I think I'm going to want to do is cast Ray of Frost at the troll.
Great. Wow, very nice. Very nice. If you're the troll. So,
Well,
Hieronymus
hang on.
yeah.
Hang on. Nah, it's probably too late for that. I was going to say I could use my inspiration, but I don't think I can re-roll. I think it's just give me advantage. But I'll let you. Well, I suppose I can let you make that.
I am going to let you do that. You can use your inspiration to re-roll.
I'm going to do that then.
Fortunately, still not enough, though, huh?
All right. That's not what I thought it was. All right, so now that I've done that, whereabouts was the book located?
That's a good question. We hadn't really placed it, but you had said it was on a. I think we had said it was on a table, basically like a big study table on the third floor common room. So let's just say put it in the middle of the room.
Alright, so I'm gonna still try to use my movement to move Winwick maybe down around one of the columns to try to get out of sight of the troll.
Alright, that sounds good. I'll let you do that.
Maybe like over here somewhere.
And how are you moving Winwick? Oh, you're gonna risk an attack of opportunity?
Just drag him, yeah.
Are you sure you want to risk an attack of opportunity with this troll?
No, but not sure what else to really do. I mean, I can stand there and he's just going to attack me anyway, so let's do the attack of opportunity. You know, it's a risk, but it is what it is.
Yep, alright, that sounds good. That sounds fine. We're going to do one of its claw attacks. Yes, it did hit. And I'm thinking you're down pretty low, aren't you?
I believe I was at 1 hit point, so yeah.
So you are out. Okay, that's actually that'll work. That'll work. You are down, knocked, stomped to the ground, trying to bring Winwick. The troll grabs one of you in each arm and comes downstairs. End scene, so to speak. Where we are leaving this is who is available. Nefaria is available, and Babist, you are. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I'm going to give you a chance, Babist. You essentially witnessed what happened. You know, you saw the troll coming down the stairs with your two fellow students, one in either arm. You know the fate of Hitron and the rest. You are laying on your back. You did take an attack of opportunity against the troll, but otherwise, what do you want to do?
Okay, well, before it gets to me, my current plan is to move over to Trist, cast False Life on her, giving her an amount of temporary hit points, and then start to oh gosh, I'm awful. I'm going to start trying to talk the troll into working for us for money.
So he's got one person in each arm, and he's coming down the staircase. He sees you kind of struggling up onto your elbows, right? You're kind of up on your elbows. And you say what to him?
Well, first I'm going to go for the Trist, false life her, then start trying to bribe the troll. And I'll say that with like...
Actually, I'm not sure that you're going to... I would say probably one or the other there, right? Because you're still on your back here, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty far away from you. I'm like all the way down at the bottom. I'm at the top of the very first staircase.
But I'm going to think, because it would be movement and then casting would be one. Or you could talk to the troll as he's coming on his way down and like stand up or whatever it is you want to do. Because remember, you're not even, you're prone. You're on your back.
Okay. Actually, false life is self-only. So, whoops. Alright, so I guess I'll stand up, dust myself off, and start attempting to bribe this troll. I'll talk in short sentences. So, hey, you want money, like real money that exists, as opposed to maybe some money, and then they cheat you out of it to help us out for a minute? They're not even here looking. What do you think?
Make a skill check of some kind.
Persuasion?
So did I get inspiration from earlier?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use it then. And I'm going to go with... Well, it's persuasion is what it really is, so that's what I'm going to have to...
Sounds fun. I assume you basically just took the advantage roll, right? So you got a 20?
Yes, it did. Natural.
Nice. That
Nice.
resonated very nicely with the troll. You may recall that they clearly were just kind of fumbling around to steal stuff. He's not that smart, but even he can kind of figure out that someone who's been living there has a better chance of knowing where the good stuff is than his boss. So he looks down on you, at you, and says, "We talk tonight." And he continues down the staircase with your two friends.
Was that we talk tonight?
Yes.
Okay, deal.
Alright, so now we're going to cut scene here just a little bit. What I'm going to do is bring all the unconscious are going to be on the ground floor, tied up towards the back here. Let me make sure I've got people who are not tied up properly there. Alright, and I am missing Trist. There you are, Trist. Oh, actually, back. Here we go. This one. So they have got you essentially tied up in the back with the two ogres as guards. Or rather, the two half-ogres as guards. The ones who clearly don't get along and are also kind of idiots. But they're also idiots, so they can stand there and stare at people and make sure they're still tied up. Meanwhile, the war chief and that have taken a spot on the second floor. They have not yet gone up to the third floor, and they are kind of lounging through, like searching through the common room. They also have some people on the first floor searching through things, but the Orc war chief appears to have decided that it's pretty comfortable on the second floor, and so has opted to largely turn it into sort of a base of headquarters, I guess, while they kind of meticulously search through the office here to see what they can do. You still have an ogre kind of hanging out outside. Orc 3 is searching the first floor. The wolf is just prowling around the first floor, and the cat is just prowling around the second floor. Again, they have not yet gone up to the third floor. You suspect know that at least one or two of you is alive, but they have not yet gone after you. Now, Nefaria, you were last on the sixth floor where we ended combat, and Babist, you were unconscious but safe, and people weren't paying very much attention to you because this eventually ends up going elsewhere.
Can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Sounds like we lost him for that. But yeah, Babis wasn't unconscious. He was just knocked on his back.
Yeah, so he's fine. Babist and Nefaria, I'm going to need you to decide where you want to place yourself for the next sort of act of this particular thing here. Recall that we have got ground floor bulk storage. First floor, personal storage. Second floor, large public area. Third floor, kitchen. Fourth floor, personal rooms. Fifth floor, Ebenezer's room. Sixth floor, dining area. Seventh, study. Eighth, the book. Ninth, 10th, etc. Casting areas. You have now got healing in your possession. I'm going to give you 6 scrolls of cure minor wounds. Or not cure minor, just cure wounds. Yeah, 6 scrolls of cure wounds. And you can add that to your character sheet and distribute as you wish. Yeah.
You can add
it to my character sheet because I kind of see.
Yeah, okay. So you've got that, and I don't know. I guess I would probably rather have Babist and Nefari decide amongst yourselves. Are you going to meet together, or are you going to get separate? What happened once they essentially brought everyone downstairs and started methodically searching through the floors?
I don't know,
Babis. I mean, I think there's safety in numbers. On the other hand, if they wipe both of us out, we're doomed.
I'm going to say, let's grab the book, go up and meet together, since then there's 2 of us, and then we can come off with some second level spells, which we need desperately.
Sounds
like a plan.
The only one who'd been up to the 3rd floor was the troll, and you don't see anyone on the 3rd floor yet. It's likely they will get there, because like I said, they're methodically searching through all your gear, all your bags. If you had anything of note, it's probably gone. And now they're going through the war chief and that are just kind of setting up shop on the 2nd floor for what seems like perhaps deciding which rooms they're going to live in. So
okay.
I'm actually going to step up and walk around a little bit, and I would really prefer that Babist and Nefaria, you two put together a plan over the next couple of minutes here while I sort of take a quick AFK. And when I come back, maybe decide what it is you want to do to try to rescue your friends. You do have the book. You have access to the spell components. Remember, they're above you now. You pretty much are where you are. The people, although they know, for example, Babis has cast spells, clearly it hasn't had a lot of impact in terms of killing anything. So they're not particularly worried about you at this point. However, they don't necessarily know what you have and what you can do. So I'm going to go AFK for just a couple of minutes, and you two figure out what you want to do. I am also going to sort of say at this point, all of the people who are unconscious, that would be Winwick, Trist, Hieronymus, and Hitrin, you are back with 1 hit point, basically tied up down in that kitchen. You cannot move. You do not have access. Your hands and feet are tied. They did not cover your mouths, so you can potentially speak to each other. But even more so, I'm going to let the rest of you folks get involved in the strategery, as I believe is the official presidential term for it.
So we
can all communicate with each other?
Yes. Yeah.
Even
exactly.
though we're not near each other?
Yeah. Now, the people who are doing the actions, are going to be Nefaria and Babis, and I would prefer that you two take the lead on this, but I don't want the rest of the party to just kind of have to sit in silence. So if you have something you want to add, go ahead.
But I can, in theory, communicate with them using my my mental link, mind link.
Yeah, that sounds
so
great.
If that's the case, I will basically beam what I'm seeing down here.
Yeah, that sounds great. We'll call that as, with the way that we've got this kind of magic thing going, we'll call that sort of the method by which you're able to get the group to communicate together. All right, I'll be back in 5.
Okay, so I'm thinking flip. Invisibility.
Invisibility sounds good.
Now
we're going to need to get up and get those spell components, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Didn't we grab some though? Didn't you grab some?
Yeah, we grabbed some.
I just got the scrolls. I don't remember what else we grabbed earlier when the attack first started in the last session.
I've got stuff for summoning elemental and for the actual spell we intended to cast.
I'm still at my desk. I haven't quite left yet because I'm just kind of getting the screen set up. Yes, you have all the spell components that you would have for the spells that you have memorized, and then yes, because you had prepared those 2 particular spells as an option, I'll say you have the components for those 2. Otherwise, you would need to find and grab the rest of the components. Okay, back.
So I'm wondering if we should know. Now we're on separate floors right now, correct?
No,
I wondered.
We're together.
Oh, are we?
Oh,
I
are we?
grabbed
Oh,
the book
okay.
and came up.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if we should run up and grab the spell components, and then everybody else is tied up and captured, basically.
We're tied
Yes,
up,
we're all for.
but
Yeah,
but I guess
we're
my
in a
question
corner.
is if we can actually communicate with each other, does that allow us to lend our spell slots to actually cast something higher than just a 2nd level spell?
Oh,
That's a good point.
Let me check on that.
Question.
Since we can communicate, can we still add our spells together to create
'Cause we
higher
are up.
spells?
We are in communication, but just because we're separated by floors, I don't know if that would affect it or not.
Huh?
Right. Oh, by the way, I might have convinced the troll to work for us tonight. Maybe.
Okay, so maybe don't attack the troll unless he attacks us.
Right. Offer him money.
Money, okay.
Yeah, trolls
Some of
are
these
also
guys
good.
seem
money,
like
that might
they'd be
work.
interested in bacon sandwiches. I mean,
Does anybody? I mean, I don't know if there's like any prestidigitation, if there's just some verbal component on that we might try to get these 2 ogres to fight each other somehow. Like try to make it sound like one of them was mocking the other one, just try to get them to fight each other.
Could someone read me prestidigitation?
this spell is a minor magic trick that novice spellcasters use for practice. You create one of the following magic effects within range: instantaneous, harmless sensory effects such as sparks, puff of wind, faint music notes, or odor. You light or snuff out a candle or a small campfire. You clean or soil an object. You can chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material. You can make a color, small mark, or symbol appear on an object or a surface. Or a
Okay,
non-magic
that one. I'm wondering, could we make like an offensive symbol to one ogre appear on the other ogre? So that he was like, oh, that's offensive, I'm going to beat you up.
What's offensive to an ogre?
That's
a really good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I should have thought that through a little more.
Well, and the other thing is that the one accidentally set the other one on fire, so
Oh yeah, we could like
just
conjure
just
some
just
flames
do
on
something
an
that
ogre.
Well, it can soil an object. Keep that in mind.
I mean, aren't ogres already pretty soiled?
Yeah.
So you're saying we should soil one of them's pants and make him stinky, and then the other will be like offended?
But
no,
I don't see their ogres. That might.
Well, I don't
Well,
know.
I don't know. That might actually
work
work in a different way. That might make them find each other more attractive and forget all about the rest of us.
That's true. That's true.
Anyways, but that was a thought. But still might want to just check on some of the. I mean, the invisibility is good. If we can do it, the actually be a slightly better, I would think. But hey, let's just try
I'm
to think of
thinking
something.
if the 4 of us can contribute to the spell, then we do that. If we cannot, then we create down here what distractions we can, if that's possible, while they do something up there more powerful.
Prestidigitation is illusionary. You can't create a sound. You can only create a visual illusion.
Well,
it does say like a sound like faint musical notes or something like that. So I can imagine you could maybe
in
an illusion.
I mean,
You could have it wouldn't have to be a visual illusion. It could be an audio illusion. But if you can only create faint musical notes, I'm guessing we couldn't like make a real loud lion roar or something like that.
No, but there's
Maybe. Oh wait, we could have. Okay, we cast 2 third-level prestidigitations. Actually, it's a cantrip. We make one of them soil their pants and make sound to the other like it's whispering in their ear, sweet nothings. And I think that combination would be deadly to a couple of ogres.
Because minor illusion, I also
Minor
have
illusion would
does
probably be the
general
way to go. Yeah.
also. Yeah, like you can make a scream or
Oh.
lion's roar.
I was thinking about making it sound like one of them had extra coin or change that they had picked up, and you had the sound of the coin, and the other one would get jealous, thinking he's taking more than he should, and attack him.
That's an interesting
Either that or
idea.
try to make one like laugh at the other one or something like that.
Yeah.
One quick question though, like I said, I don't have fantasy grounds, so I know prestidigitation is a cantrip. Minor illusion, is that a spell or a cantrip? Do we want to use a spell
That
slot
is
for it?
also okay. That's also a
No,
cantrip.
Okay,
It's a
cool.
cantrip. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Not
I
one that I
have
have.
create bonfire, minor illusion, and prestidigitation. I don't know what everybody else has.
Yeah, not those.
I should. I downloaded like all my files before when I was packing before I left, and I forgot to download my character sheet, which is silly.
Jerry could probably print it out for you real quick.
No printer.
Well, never mind.
Anyways,
Okay, so I think
I don't want to like sidetrack on the half ogre or whatever, but I just wanted to kind of throw that out as an idea.
So, I guess if we could do a combine of some sort, like out one end or the other of where we're at, we could bestow lycanthropy on one of them.
Hello everyone, I'm back. I heard a question come up. Remember that you can, yes, channel your spells through each other. You had already done that previously with, I believe it was color spray or something similar to that.
So even though we're down here, we might be able to help the other two upstairs.
You absolutely might. However, keep in mind your hands and feet are tied. So anything that's going to take, movement style spellcasting is not going to work. Unless
So
you
no
want to
somatic
shoot a
components.
fireball into your butt. That is probably highly possible.
Yeah, there are a few verbal only spells, but I don't know what they are offhand. Ooh, like maybe Tasha's hideous laughter.
So none of our cantrips that we have we'd be able to do because we're tied up.
Well, again, unless they're verbal only.
Right, okay. But if we can add our levels to the spell, I think you guys up on the top floor should pick something, and we'll do that. Because it'd be better for us to lend our spell slots to that than to do cantrips.
Yes, indeed. That's sort of the point. That's why I'm doing it this way. Yep.
Okay, in that case, we can actually do guards and wards and put it on the. They're mostly on the first floor, so we can cover the first floor and you can choose to exclude people from having to deal with it.
Let's just make sure if we're using spells. I mean, the advantage of cantrips is they're unlimited. If we're using our spell slots, let's make sure we're using them at a good time. We're not throwing away spell slots that we might need later. That was the main reason I was like going for cantrips while you guys are down there and we're up there.
I think they won't expect it because they think most of us are down here. So they won't expect you guys to be able to do that. So it's probably a good time to do it as opposed to us all standing there together.
Even more than that, there was only the one person who actually saw the spell come out of your hands. They didn't necessarily recognize that it was being channeled through you. They just saw a spell being casted. The troll saw it got hit by a spell and took a small amount of damage. That's really, to their perspective at least, probably what they've seen. You don't know. Theoretically, the troll may have recognized what was happening along with the orc or whoever was up at the top of the stairs and then warned the others, but is that likely, given a world where this isn't possible?
Hey, does this tied up and sitting on the floor count as a short?
I sort of treated it as a short rest, and I made you all have 1 hit point from being unconscious.
Okay.
like that line of thinking, though.
So yeah, that way we could do guards and wards, put it down there, exclude pretty much the party, and that gets that happening. Then we can follow that up with things that actually extract people from down there, like invisibility, go down, free everybody, etc. We can put a suggestion. We can put a suggestion on the stairway to go home.
Okay. Would guards and wards actually expel people who are already in the area? Because if that's not the case, then you might want to just cast it on like the third floor just to keep them out of the third floor.
It will still affect them. So fog will fill all the warded corridors, leave them heavily obscured. Doors will magically locked. Stairs are filled with webs. And let's see. We can either put a stinking cloud down there or suggestion in the stairwell.
One thing to consider about guards and wards. What level spell is that?
6th.
Did someone use any spell slots already? Do you all have enough that you can contribute a spell slot? And that is a good point. Now I guess we should finally mention. So the intention of this rule set is not that you can combine more than one, say, spell slot to combine your powers. Recall that under 5th edition rules, you're not using 2 1-level spell slots to cast a level 2 spell. You're casting it as a level 2 spell. The same thing is that here. You are engaging your spell point pool in one action to contribute to the power of the spell. You are not, say, able to use every spell slot to cast a level 10 spell or something like that.
I think that's kind of what we assumed, but just to get that official would be
that is a good call for sure.
If anyone doesn't have any spell slots, remember, you're wizards. Remember one with arcane recollection.
Yeah, but I think everybody's got starts off with 2 first-level spell slots, and I haven't used one yet, and I think Triss may have used one, but that's the only one that I'm aware of offhand.
Yeah, I used one.
I don't recall using one, but I'm not saying for sure that I didn't.
I used one.
Okay, Hitrin says that he's used both.
I think I've used both of mine already.
So yeah, you can get one back as just because you're a wizard.
Through a short rest, yeah.
Which we just gave you a short rest because I said you can have 1 hit point. And, I guess I'm not familiar enough. How would that be done? It's just sort of an innate pool that regenerates, right? I mean, you're not reading books to get your spell slots back.
Yeah, you can just do it.
Right. So that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, you'll have that spell slot back through that ability as a wizard. That makes sense.
Okay, so if we used one, we got it back.
Right.
Excellent.
Right. So tell me of your plan.
So, are we agreed? We guard and ward, and then we go and get you?
Yeah.
I think we're agreed.
I'm good.
I'm good with that.
Yep, that sounds good.
Alright, so you're going to cast Guard and Ward. It is a 10-minute casting time, level 6 abjuration spell. Verbal, somatic, and material components. It lasts for a day. It creates a ward that protects up to 2,500 square feet of floor space, an area 50 feet square, or 100 5-foot squares, or 25 10-foot squares, etc., like for verticality. The warded area
105
is 20 feet tall and shaped as you desire.
We lost you a little bit, Jerry. You broke up.
Okay, I'm just reading the guards and wards spell. So
Okay.
here is for those who don't look, but I guess or who want to look at it rather in the on the screen here. I do have it up. The whole warded area radiates magic. It can be dispelled. And otherwise, I'm going to turn it over to... Why don't we put Babist in charge, since you're the one who's kind of grabbed the book, read the spell, and presumably grabbed some of the components from originally. So tell me in detail what exactly you do. And feel free to make it up.
Okay. We're going to start the spell, and once it is cumulated, since it seems that we can hold it in our minds until we unleash it at the end, in a very traditional Dungeons and Dragons way, I will go down, just kind of rush down, plant my hand on the ground, and draw it out and unleash it. This will be on the second floor, which is where they're as high as they go, and then have it creep down across the first floor, or the floor where everybody's at. So the corridors will fill with webbing. The entire area will fill with fog and be obscured. A stinking cloud will begin to emit at the bottom of the building and move its way up.
Okay. That is a good first step. There's a couple of pieces I want to get some clarity on. So the only piece I disagree with you on is that it's sort of silent until the last second, where you would sort of channel it into the area. It's not a sudden spell. It's a 10-minute casting time, because it's 10 minutes of verbal, somatic, and material components. You know, you're burning incense, you're putting in some brimstone and oil, you're channeling it into a knotted ring, you're grabbing a small amount of Umberhog blood and, you know, having it disable over the whatever kind of oil that you have. You're tapping it with a small silver rod, that kind of thing. So clearly that's not the kind of thing you're going to do for 10 minutes at the foot of the stairs where they all are. However, you've read the spell description in terms of how deep it can go from its point of casting. So I need you to do a couple of things for me. First off, I'd like you to describe where exactly you initiate the Guards and Wards spell. Two, I would like you to explain what the verbal components are. What is it you're saying? Is it nonsense words? What are they? Are you singing a song? And then also let me know kind of what it is you're specifically doing on what floor.
Okay, we'll probably start on the fourth floor, and then progress, like me and Nefaria doing it as we go down, so trying to time it so that we will be able to kind of spring around the corner and finish it. It'll be a soft, it's still audible, but soft chant. I'll be using Gith, my native tongue, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a very harsh language, generally because they're bastards. And dropping the oil and burning the incense as we go, and then whatever amount it is, let's say there's a funk at the end that would go on your hand or that you could dip into, and then I'd come down, look at whoever's there on that floor, and then place my hand on the ground and have it ooze off and start working. I'll stare them in the eyes if that's what it takes, and as they probably start to react and come my way, it'll start to spring up around them.
Okay, so the warded area can be up to 20 feet tall, shaped as you desire, among 2,500 square feet. So the 20 feet tall bit, let's just kind of guesstimate we have approximately 10-foot high ceilings in these first couple of floors. It might be not accurate, but let's just say, for the purposes of calling this easy math, that you can essentially do 2 floors down from wherever it is you cast, if you wish, or you could split it 50-50 or above you, however it is you feel like you best need to cast it. And 2,500 wide largely takes care of the whole tower there, of whatever floor it is that it's on.
Okay, and they're on the first or ground floor? This keeps throwing me off.
They are on the ground floor. except for the wolf and at least one of the orcs who was on the first floor. Remember going through your stuff. And on the second floor, the orc chief and the cat and a couple other folks are kind of lounging out and basically putting together what appears to be a base of operations for whatever they have planned next.
Okay. So would I be able to make it work on the... They have to be continuous. So it'll have to be the ground floor and the first floor, or the first floor and the second floor.
Yes. And if you're going to try to do it from the second floor, that may be a little more challenging as there are people on the second floor already. So if you're going to be walking on the second floor, they will, of course, see you. They will probably hear you from the third floor, but that doesn't mean they're going to do anything.
Right.
If you do it from the third floor and touch the floor and push it down below you, it gets the second and first floor without you having to be down.
That does not, however, get the ground floor.
Right.
No, if he's doing it from like the stairway of between the second and third floors. I mean, we're only going to get like the first and second floor, or the ground and the first floors. Is kind of what we figured out.
Yep. And if you want to do the ground and first floor, you can, but you're going to kind of have to maybe do some kind of skill stealth check or something to prevent the folks on the second floor from basically seeing you and then taking whatever action they feel they need to do.
But one of them is a cat.
Yes.
Don't let that fool you.
I'm going to go ahead and go for the ground floor, the first floor, because that makes it hard for anyone above them to get reinforcements, and then that's just a few things for us to handle or to try and come and kill me, whichever.
That is the war chief, though. But I'll let you do it if you want.
Sure. I'll communicate to Trist. We're going to try this, and if it doesn't work, refer to Nefaria.
We're doomed.
Okay.
All right. So then, how do we contribute our spell slots? We just check them off then, or
just check it off. Essentially, you check off the first level spell slot there. Here's one other consideration that I'm going to just sort of give you to think about. You do have a bunch of your friends on the ground floor. You don't know that they're tied up, but you assume that they're being held captive somehow. Would a room full of fog and stuff assist them in escaping?
They could be excluded from it.
Remember that Trist has that mind thing that she can communicate with Babas, so that we may know they're tied up.
Yeah, I pretty much beamed like, okay, this guy's here, and we're tied up in this corner, and that.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So you have a rough sense of where you are, even if you don't know exactly.
Yeah, I can make specify individuals that are unaffected by any or all of the effects that you choose. I can also create a password, which I will do.
What's the password?
Let me ask this: can you cast it like covering half the second floor, the first floor, and half the ground?
No, because it can only do 20 feet tall.
But that would still be 20 feet tall. It would just be like going up, not all the way to the ceiling.
Yeah, I suppose. So theoretically, let's just say you were on the first floor casting. You could do, well.
So basically anything on the first floor that was under 5 feet tall would not be affected? But if it was more than 5 feet tall, it would? Or the ground floor, rather?
Right.
no? I say just go ahead and pick 2 floors, whether you want the ground in the first or the first and the second.
Yeah, I agree. Just make it easier. And you have decided to do the ground in the first, if I recall.
I'm going to suggest that it would be easier to do the first and second. You'll get less stuff, but it's more guaranteed you won't get caught. But that's up to you two.
Put the people who are closest to you in the guards and wards. Oh,
right, and we can.
Yeah. Well, actually, the troll. He may be.
Yeah, and we can still try to get these two half-orcs to fight each other, too, somehow.
Okay. First and second floor is password is Cordovan.
Because you were thinking about the brown leather shoes that you so wished you had as a child. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. Okay, so fog fills the entire corridors of the first and second floor, making them heavily obscured. Each intersection or branching passage, which there really isn't, it's kind of open rooms, but it's a 50% chance that any creature other than you thinks it's going in the opposite direction from the one it chooses. So, hey, I think I'm going toward the stairs and you're actually going away. 50% chance. All the doors, which there aren't a lot of doors, but there are, some to your personal rooms and things like that, magically locked as if sealed by an arcane lock spell. Stairs, webs fill all the stairs in the warded area from top to bottom, just like the web spell. They regrow in 10 minutes if they're burned or torn away, while guards and wards last, which is 24 hours. And then, you can place your choice of one of the following magical effects within the warded area of the stronghold. Which one do you want to do? Babis. So I'm going to let you pick, since you're the one casting it. The dancing lights in 4 corridors, magic mouth in 2 locations, stinking cloud in 2 locations, a constant gust of wind in 1 corridor or room or staircase, or a suggestion in 1 location. You had actually suggested, right, that they should turn around if they try to go up the staircase?
Yeah, that they go home.
That they go home, specifically.
Well, that's when I was talking about it. I was like, hey, perhaps it's time to go home now, would be how it would probably be phrased, because it's a suggestion. Either that, or my other option that I can talk with everybody out was Stinking Cloud in 2 locations, which are 20 foot spheres.
That's not bad. Well, which one do you want to do? I'm gonna make you pick right now, since you're at the point of casting.
Well, because I'm a Githyanki soldier type, I'm gonna go with the Stinking Cloud, because that's the most direct way of doing it.
And which 2 locations?
That'll be the first floor around so that it catches our people in it, which therefore doesn't affect them because I'm excluding them, but it's like everything around them within 20 feet.
We're on the ground floor.
Yeah, so
right.
It'll be on the first floor. So you're talking about the wolf and the orc 5. Or are you talking about the orc war chief, orc 1, orc 2, and cat?
Okay, so it's all on ground floor, first floor, right?
No, you did first floor, second floor.
Okay, then it'll be in the center of the stairs of the first floor going down, so that catches some of the ground floor, and then the other one will be the opposite set of stairs. Actually, it's on the floor I'm on, so it'll be enough to catch them and wherever they're setting up their camp. So that'll get the war chief and the orc and the other orc and maybe the cat.
Okay. It's a 20-foot radius, so that would be enough if you place the radius, let's say, about where orc 1 is on the second floor. Is that approximately what you want?
Yeah.
Alright, so they all need to make con saves. Let's start with that. They're going to all need to make con saves. So, Orc War Chief. Oh yeah, just fine. As a matter of fact, it smells like home. Orc 2. Makes it save. It's still gagging and such, but it's able to keep it down. Orc 1. Fail. It says save. But surely 7's not going to count, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, 7's not going to count. So there we go. The next one failed. So Orc 2 is impacted. And let's see what the cat does here. And the cat fails its saving throw.
So it's making that cat face when they smell something stinky.
Yeah, it's either that or it's like coughing up a hairball. But it isn't a hairball. So basically, all this starts to happen at once. You slam your fist right into, you say on the staircase there, right? And it's kind of emanating downward.
Yeah.
So you slam your fist down, right? And then it's just, you can feel the magical energy kind of coming from, leaving all of your bodies, being channeled through into that, down the staircase, rolling almost as if a fog in the night, through the second floor and first floor. The Orc War Chief is the one who noticed it first. He says, what? And, but then, like I said, it's like, smells like home. However, Orc 2 starts gagging, although it's okay. Orc 1 just absolutely loses his lunch, and the cat, as we said, loses its lunch very much as well. And so things are pretty rough. But on top of that, fog fills the whole area. As you said, the staircases just start getting filled full of webs. What few doors there are magically locked, things like that. It's just absolutely chaos, and you hear just frightened people. I mean, these are tough thugs, but they don't know what the heck's going on here. They don't know, did they unleash a curse? What do they know about what is going on here, right? So you hear absolute chaos.
My response is...
Now, you do the Orc War Chief, who did make the saving throw, and is clearly the smartest one of the bunch, starts saying, what is going on? Let's get out of here. Let's meet back down at the ground floor. Only to encounter all those webs. Now, remind me just real quick, what is the web spell going to do to them when they try to get down the staircase?
Web.
A massive, thick, sticky webbing, right? Difficult terrain.
So half movement.
Must make dexterity saving throws or be restrained, and then they have to make strength saving throws thereafter.
Right, so
they're difficult terrain and obscuration.
Saving throws as they're coming through. So let's start with the Orc War Chief.
And they might get lost anyway.
Oh, that's a good point. 50% chance of getting lost. I'm just going to roll... I'm just going to make that unofficial here. I'm just going to roll a d8. 1 to 4 is lost. 5 to 8 is not lost. Alright, so the Orc War Chief gets turned around. Orc 2. Turned around. The cat. Well, the cat's fine, of course. And then the other guy, whoever that was, Orc 1 or whatever, also gets lost. So all of them except for the cat are basically turned around and actually go in the opposite direction of where they thought they were going to go, which is okay until they hit the corner of the wall. And who wants to claim this room in the northeast corner? Whose room is that?
That can be mine. That's Trist's room.
What do you have at the entrance to your room? Is it just like a bead curtain? Is it like lava lamps? Is it, bunch of hay? Cardboard fort? What do you do in your personal space?
Let's see. It's clearly, oh gosh. Yeah, we'll just go with it. It's got the lava lamps and the funky lights, and I have it rigged up like it's outdoors. So like lots of plants and like animal noises and crickets and stuff.
Very nice. So not only do they stumble into the corner in that, but they hear crickets in that. And they're like, are we outside? Meanwhile, the cat casts Fireball.
Okay.
A bright streak flashes from its mouth to a point down the staircase from the second to the first floor. It explodes at the bottom, leaving no one in the area, but does completely destroy the webs from the second to the first floor, so it can very casually trot down from the second floor to the first floor.
While gagging.
Yes. As a matter of fact, maybe the fireball was an accident. You don't actually know. All right, so in this confusion, I'm going to move it to the people on the ground floor who are tied up. Is there anything you wish to do in this state of confusion or otherwise to assist yourself?
Are we able to do any cantrips, or are we able to loosen our ropes in any way?
Loosening your ropes will probably be some kind of skill check or a strength check or something like that. Casting is certainly possible. Depends on the nature of the spell and what's required.
Does anybody have minor illusion, and is it just a verbal? Is it a verbal semantic?
I have minor illusion. It's semantic and material. A bit of fleece, which I assume that I would have. So if it's semantic, I could just say a word and it would work.
No, semantic is movements.
Oh, okay. I had it wrong.
Verbal would be just saying words. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I certainly would like to try to break my bonds.
And
yeah,
you've got a
I
pretty
think
good
that's
strength. At least an 18 is certainly enough to perhaps break yourself out of some rope chains with a strength check or perhaps a dex check or whatever it is you feel might best help you out in this situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a dex check.
I kind of like to time it, if you will, when they're not really looking at me, so try to make it, not try to be like obvious breaking out of chains, but more stealthily trying to break out, if you will.
Possibly while the fog is rolling on the first and second floor and there's chaos and a cat casting fireball.
Right.
Yes.
They're still being guarded by two half ogres. Who knows what I don't know exactly what they're doing, but basically, hopefully they're being distracted, and we can try to do it without them really noticing. Is my point.
What they're doing is in part going to be determined by what you do. We're doing some cooperative kind of storytelling here, so we'll see what happens here.
Okay. All right. I'll do a strength check, or I guess a strength roll.
I'm doing dex.
I gotta do dex as well.
Well, Winwick gets out.
Very nice. I'm going to say, Trist, you struggle, but even you get out. The only person who doesn't is Hitchram. The rest of you are able to do one or the other. Break out your hands or break out your feet. Your choice.
Hands.
Hands.
All right, so you guys are, hands across America or whatever that is.
Now, can we do minor illusion?
Yes.
I will do that. There is a loud scream at the top of the first floor stairs.
Okay. All right. Let me think here. So, Orc 3 was largely, going through the storage area and that, looking for stuff to sell. This guy, he doesn't like the fog. You have no real reason to know this, but he actually didn't like this idea because he didn't know that the guy was a wizard. He thought it was some kind of evil warlock thing, and that by breaking into the castle, they were clearly going to all be cursed, which seemed less likely when they were kind of tearing into the place and knocking out little level 1 wizards. But when you've got fog rolling in and people screaming and stuff, this guy is out of there. Orc 3 comes running out of the tower.
Nice.
The half ogres are still just kind of slap fighting with each other, occasionally thumb wrestling, and trying to debate the finer points of, their cultural kind of upbringing in that, and proper loincloth etiquette once it's been charred. Do you burn it? Is it like a flag? Can you bury it? What do you do with a somewhat burnt loincloth? And they're mostly talking amongst themselves, not paying attention whatsoever to you guys as you break your hands free. All right, let me reset our combat tracker here then, perhaps, and let's start seeing a little bit what we're going to do. So, out of combat right now is going to be the people outside. So that would be Ogre, Orc 4, and Orc 3. And the rest, the people on the second floor are clearly in rough state, and no one's really been able to see what's going on with the people on the first floor. And why don't we do an initiative here? Let's see, next round. How do I reset this round here? You had actually done that recently, right? Initiative? How do I do that?
I can never remember how to do that. I just type a 1 on the round and have everybody roll.
Let's see, on the lower end of it, where it has like 2 dragon heads, I think if you click on one of them, it'll give you a radial. That one of them's like roll everybody's initiative.
Very good. All right, rolling all initiatives, and we are at the top of the order with Babist, who just slammed your fist down and had a very successful time, basically. You're feeling
laughed at him.
You're feeling pretty good about the way things went there.
Right. I'm probably going to stroll back up to where Nefaria is and see and collude on what to do next.
Okay, and that would be you basically went from the top of the third floor right by the staircase, just kind of around the corner and back up the staircase. So we'll, just assuming the staircases, we'll just call them roughly these corners here. You'll be back up around there, huh? Shoot, I accidentally put a mask on just a second.
There's, you can turn the mask, yep.
There we go, sorry about that. So you guys are largely at the top of the stairs there. Are you going to do anything, cast something, go back to the book?
Yeah, I'll go back to the book to hold action to find spell.
Okay, hold action to find spell. That sounds great. I'm going to say, let's see. Actually, I'm just going to go in order to your own combat checker for this round. The troll is next. The troll.
You could just click on him to make him next, by the way.
On the troll?
Yep. Click on his little dot off to the left, and that'll put the little marker there.
There we go. Okay. The troll is going to make an appearance back on the map. The troll was actually on the first floor. Gagging. Although, was that really a whole lot different than normal? Not necessarily. However, he is largely stumbling through in the dark and unable at this point to find his way. Trist. It is your turn, Trist.
Which of the two ogres, half ogres in front of me had their pants on fire? One or two?
That is a very good question. Let's say it was, I think it was, I Actually, I think it was Half Ogre 2. Because Half Ogre 1, I think, was the one that was closest to the door. So yeah, Half Ogre 2.
Then I'm going to create a bonfire under the pants of Half Ogre 1.
Oh, nice. And how do you create a bonfire?
It's a cantrip.
Called Create Bonfire?
Yes, you create a bonfire on the ground that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, the magic bonfire fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in the bonfire space, when you cast a spell, must succeed on dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage. They must also make the saving throw when it moves into the bonfire space for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. It also ignites flammable objects.
Very cool. So let's start with that saving throw. What was that again?
It is... Oh, shoot.
I think you said dex?
Yeah, dex saving throw.
Right, it made its dex saving throw, so it is not taking fire damage, right?
Right, but there is a fire under its ass.
There is. Well, kind of between its legs, since they were standing up. And it also lights nearby things on fire, which would include the very smelly, very greasy loincloth that kind of goes up. You know, have you ever tried to put white gas on a fire, maybe because you couldn't get matches to work, and then you used too much white gas? It's kind of like that.
Which then begs the question if Half Ogre 2 would basically just break out laughing at him.
Which was my point in picking the other one to set on fire.
Exactly. Half Ogre 2 is just staring at him, and Half Ogre 1 is now on fire. We shall see what happens when it becomes Half Ogre 1's turn.
Could you do me a favor and go through and remove the unconscious effects? Because in a minute they'll probably make problems.
Yeah.
No. Go to the eagle. I think it's the far right one. Yep.
Alright, yeah, we should be good. Trist, you were able to cast that cantrip. You had broken free from your hands or feet. If you want to use an action, I will let you use that action to unbind essentially the other bit on a successful saving throw. Or skill check.
Can I do that, or can I untie Hitron?
Oh, yeah, you could use that to untie someone else if you would prefer.
Okay, yeah,
actually, Hitron, though, is not next to you. So let's say
yeah, I just saw that. Okay, he's a little far. Alright, I'll do my feet then.
Alright, let's see if it succeeds.
What do I need to roll? I missed
whatever,
that.
Dex or strength, skill, whatever you feel is best towards you. No problem. It was like, knife through butter, just done. Now you're free.
Woohoo!
Couldn't she just use her little, cutting knife that's only good for, cutting things?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Half Ogre 2 absolutely does not recognize that it was a spell cast, and starts laughing at Half Ogre 1. Oh, you didn't get rid of the fire! You didn't get rid of the fire! And it is just laughing. The wolf is... Let me actually give the wolf a... what was that for the fog ability? Do you remember what the save was? It was just a 50% chance. That's what it was. To not be lost. So I'm using D8s for now. Alright, the wolf is still lost.
Just so you know, Cordovan, just so you know, if you actually right-click on the D6, there is a custom dice entry, which then has a D0, a D2, and a D3.
Yes, but I don't want to do that. I would rather grab the D8 and roll it into the chat. It's more physical that way. But yes, for those who aren't weird like me. The troll, I'm going to give the troll a 50%. And is also lost again. Okay, on the second floor. Alright, and is still kind of bumping into walls and stuff down there. The cat is basically fine. So the cat is going to go... This is maybe something you should... I don't know if you can see. You think you hear a meow coming from the bottom of the staircase on the ground floor. Right, I have got it back to Trist.
Oh, me again? Okay. Hey, this has worked. Let's do that bonfire under half ogre too.
Yep, I don't know what that is. A little weird, the one combat tracker. I'm just going to go with whatever the initiative says. So we're just going to roll with it. Okay. All right. So you're doing a bonfire under half ogre 2.
Yes.
To make a dex saving throw.
Is bonfire concentration, so...
Oh, is it a concentration cantrip?
Oh, yes, it is concentration.
That's fine. It would get rid of the fire underneath half ogre 1 if you care.
You know what? If it keeps going back and forth, I think that's funnier, so let's do
There
it.
you go. And so it does. It lights now half ogre 2's thing on fire, and then half ogre 1 said, "It was you. You did it, and then you lit yourself on fire. I can tell." Which doesn't necessarily make any sense, but that's okay.
You started the fire.
Now it's
always burning.
And you do have another action. So you have a full
I'm gonna
movement.
inch
Like
towards.
you can move if you want. I mean, it's up to you. You can move. You can help others to untie. Up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna scooch over to Hitron and get his hands.
All right. Make a check, saving throw, whatever.
Well, I was using Dex for myself, but do I need to use something else to untie
No, it'll
somebody
be whatever
else?
you want. Like if you're strong, you just want to try to rip the cord in half. You can do that with a good enough strength check. If you're dexterous, you can kind of untie it quickly. With a dex check. Kind of whatever works best for you.
Yeah. I'm not so strong. Alright, I'll try Dex.
Unfortunately, it's not
10.
enough. Not enough. You're working on it, but you didn't make it.
Sorry.
Hitron, it is your turn. Yep, Hitron is going to try to break free. Heck yeah, you roll a natural 20 on that one, so not only did you discover that it had been tied improperly, so getting rid of it was just a matter of finally giving it a good tug, but I'm going to give you a chance to do your feat as well.
Hey, I loosened it.
Unfortunately, while working on it, it wasn't quite enough to make it all happen. Alright, half ogre 2 is going to punch half ogre 1.
Excellent. It's all coming together.
Wow. And under the description of ogres, they have legendary stupidity. Wow. Alright, so I'm going to just use a regular melee weapon attack, but it's not actually a battle axe, it's just a fist. And hit for, let's see. Boom! And half ogre 1 takes a huge clock across the face. Winwick, your turn.
Okay, I'd like to try something. Do we have the cobwebs and all that down here as well? So they're having trouble seeing each other and all that?
The fog is on the first and second floor, and the cobwebs are on the staircases for the first and second floor. So not on the ground
there's some
floor
fog.
in particular. There's a little bit of fog kind of rolling down the staircase, but not enough to really obscure the ground floor.
Okay, because I was
Oh,
going to
are
try
Are there
something.
still webs?
Are there still webs,
Or did the cat's firebolt burn them away?
All right, that's right. The cat, but that was between the second and the first, not the first and ground.
Yeah, but remember that actually the cobwebs come back every 10 minutes, so it's not permanent.
True, but it hasn't been 10 minutes. But yes.
Yeah, it hadn't been 10 minutes yet. Yeah. Okay, so what I was going to do is Mage Hand isn't going to work. I'm going to go ahead and try to break my feet loose with a Dex check here. I'm getting there. I'm going to undo my feet.
You did it. I'm going to make you potentially embarrass yourself. If you sing a song, if you sing one bar of Footloose, I will give you an inspiration point.
Do it.
I gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off my Sunday shoes.
Hey, that was embarrassing. You did great.
I think maybe that's almost worth 2 inspiration points.
Right, you totally get an inspiration point.
All right.
So you actually were able to get that done. So what would you like to do next?
Since the two ogres are fighting each other back and forth, I'm a little bit far away. I think Hitron is still bound, right? So I'm going to have trouble getting over.
Yes.
No, Hitron freed himself.
He did? So
we're all with the 20. Well, he freed his hands but not his feet.
Right, and I've still got my feet bound.
Oh, and you're right next to me. So if I could probably lean over without attracting the ogre's attention and help Ron untie his feet.
Probably.
So is that another Dex check you want me to roll?
Yeah, or strength, whatever is best for you.
Oh, definitely Dex. I have no strength.
Yes, you get it done. So now you are free as well.
There we go. All right, so 3 of us are completely free now, or all 4?
Yeah, there's one person still bound by foot. Hitron.
Okay.
If I read that correctly, I think that's right.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Hitron steady still has feet bound.
Okay.
All right, Half Ogre 1 is going to punch Half Ogre 2. And hit.
This worked out better than I planned.
And injured it, so now they are just punching each other in the face, basically. Ron.
Alright, so I'm gonna scooch over and try to untie Hitron then.
That was unfortunately not enough.
Hitron, quit kicking your feet around so much.
Well, if you tie a bunch of knots, apparently sometimes they get all tangled and stuff, and apparently your feet are in a particularly rough state in terms of being able to get that knot untied. Although it could maybe because they're dragon. I mean, I'm not trying to sound racist or anything. I'm just saying you do have dragon feet.
Big old claws and everything on their feet.
All right, so I think that's probably... Oh, they took extra care because you're so big. That could actually well be, yeah. All right, is there anything else on your turn then, Ron, that you would like to do?
No, because I don't want to I want to let those guys fight and not try to attract too much attention. So my thought process was try to free us all and then try to get us all to kind of like sneak around into the alcove in the next room while those two are still fighting and then try to figure out something else.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I had the same thoughts myself. That's what I was trying to do too.
Okay, Orc 1 is on the second floor, kind of bouncing in the wall near Triss' house. Triss' room. Let's see how Orc 1's doing. Now, does the presence of dark vision play a role in that obscurity for guards and wards?
I don't think so. Fog.
Yeah, I guess I really don't think so either. Alright, so I'm just going to give it another 50-50 here. Nope. They just keep hitting these... hear all these crashes. I'm sorry to say that your lava lamps may not survive this battle, but they have been useful.
Damn it!
Babist, it's your turn. Alright, Babist, it is your turn.
Sorry. All right, Nefaria, do you want a Crown of Madness something, or what? What do you think?
Tell me what Crown of Madness
does.
Basically, you pick something like someone, and you choose a target for them to attack, and they do so as long as they can. And you just concentrate on doing it, and it'll keep working.
Well, we've already got the ogres attacking each other. What would you who would you suggest casting it on, and with what target?
Maybe the war chief and anything, whatever's near him until he's out of things that are near him. And then we lead him down to where there's other things.
Okay, do we want to cast it on him to attack other things, or do we want to make the other things attack him, and that way if they take him down some, we'll be left with either know him or a weakened him, and then some weaker beings instead of war chief at full strength.
I'm gonna say him, so he can take out some things, and then at least he doesn't have support.
Okay, I am good with that.
Also, he won't really be good at giving orders when he's beating them in the head to death.
That's a good point.
Now, I'm not sure that realistically you're going to get all the way to the Orc War Chief this turn. You do have a certain level of movement that you're going to have to do, which would be going, around, down the stairs, and then across. Because you're on the 4th floor, so you need to go down to the 3rd, down to the 2nd, and then across the room. Or at least within range, be able to range across the room, the Orc War Chief.
What is the range on this?
I thought they were on the 3rd floor to cast down to the 2nd.
I've got them on the map on the 4th, though. Oh, but that's right, they would be, because you had just used your palm attack.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're on the 3rd. Oh, 120-foot range.
You may have been on the 4th floor when you started that 10-minute incantation, but you ended at the top of the stairs on the 3rd floor. So that at least gets you that much closer to it.
So then I can look up the spell, start it, and pass it off.
Correct.
And okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
And then, Nefaria, you've got a Crown of Madness ready to do whatever you want.
And Hitron is saying it's 120-foot range, so she just needs to get down at the top of the stairs, basically.
Cool.
This is Crown of Madness. Let me look this one up real quick.
Page 229.
All right. Verbal and somatic components is a concentration. A human aid of your choice succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed, etc., etc. The charmed can do its thing. However, before we get to that, verbal and somatic. So, what do you say? What do you do?
Who's that directed at?
That's directed at Even.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh, that's right.
I'm the one that's actually casting it, aren't I?
You're casting it, just saying you got to make, if you don't know, just make it up, right? You're casting a verbal, so you got to say something, and somatic, which is like a movement. So what is the movement you do?
Real loony. You're gonna be a loony. I don't know.
All All right, real Sunni, you're gonna be a loony, and then what? Point.
And wait, Mike.
Not just point. I am going to circle my in the crazy symbol. I'm going to do one of these. You guys can't see it, but I'm like circling my finger at my temple like the symbol for crazy, and then fling my finger towards him.
Perfect. All right, so it has to be a wisdom save on the Orc War Chief. Ooh, unfortunately, I am sorry to say the York War Chief has got a very strong sense of self and ego, and easily makes that saving throw.
NPCs cheat.
Sorry.
You
don't look very sorry.
Alright, now it's Orc 5's turn. Which is... Orc 5 is on the first floor. Let's see how he's doing. Alright, he has got his sense of directions. How fast can these orcs move toward an evil target? Bonus action, they can move up to their speed toward a hostile creature. And their speed is 30 feet. So, it's going to go up to 90 feet. And the Orc 5 is going to go, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Alright, so the orc is towards the top of the second floor, or no, at the bottom of the second floor staircase. Let me see about the webs. That is dexterity.
Are those 5-foot or 10-foot squares?
And absolutely fails its dex save. So he makes a beeline through the fog, seeing the staircase, only to immediately find himself completely caught up in webbing.
And are those 5-foot or 10-foot squares? Okay. Because I think you were only counting 4. Well, I'm going to just say, yeah, it's harder to see.
And it is Orc 5's turn. So if I recall, it's basically a dex check to break free from web every turn, right?
Yes.
I think it's strength if they're caught.
Oh, yeah, strength. Okay. Alright, makes a saving throw and is able to break free. So, another, let's see, it'd be 60 feet it could do because it used an action to do that. So, you see 20, 30, you see the orc bound up the stairs right towards you and ends its turn towards the top of the stairs on the third floor. Alright, where's my shiv? Half Ogre 1 is going to take a punch at Half Ogre 2. And hits.
Nice. Yeah, thanks. It worked better than I was expecting.
Yeah, there we go. And did a not insignificant amount of damage, and the Half Ogre 2 is starting to reel, somewhat bloody. They both seem to be basically punching each other's faces into a pulp. Eternya, it is your turn. Well, that's true. One of them is still on... the clothing is on fire. That's true. Try once more to get the feet free, is what Eternya...
Well, I'm still concentrating on that. I'm still concentrating on the bonfire that's under Half Ogre 2.
Oh, okay, that's a good point. I didn't do extra damage then. It would be... or is it just... what's the... it's a save or else it takes damage. Dex save or it takes damage. I'll do that in a second, though. Eternya, yes, you easily succeed. Natural 20 on that check. So not only did it finally break free, but it broke free even before you were able to take the action to break it free, meaning you have your action back.
Sneak around the corner, sneak around the corner.
I think I'm just going to what he said. Yeah, so sneak around the corner. I will let you just move yourself to that kind of northeastern. Now, this is the ground floor, remember, so this was largely outdoor stuff, shovels and buckets and hay and rakes and, barrels of just kind of rainwater and garden water and just any other kind of stuff that you might need down there. So let's say that back corner is largely a place where you store stuff for the various cooking fires. So you've got barrels of coal and barrels of just kind of fuels of various kind back there, in addition to whatever else you feel might make sense back there. And you hide, I guess, if that's what you're going to be doing. If you're going to try to do a hide, just for the purposes of kind of general sense of how your character does, why don't you make a stealth check or something like that, and we'll just apply it toward the future. And if you could, do I have the tower up? If I have the tower up, please roll it on the tower.
He said anything resembling a weapon.
I did catch that, yes. Okay. Well, possibly. There is probably something you could do for a makeshift, torch, makeshift club. There's certainly something that you could do there. You could, I don't know, maybe you could even try to find some things for a sling or something that would chuck a piece of that hard coal or whatever that was in there. All right, so there you go. So yes, as a matter of fact, you can in fact probably come up with some kind of makeshift weapon, assuming you can think of some kind of makeshift weapon that makes sense. But yeah. All right, Nefaria, it's your turn.
Okay, I still get a turn even though I just failed miserably at casting that whatever the heck I just was.
Yes, it's a new initiative round.
Okay, that's ogre 1, correct? Or can't
That is 5.
Or 5. Ah. What are these spells at my disposal? I don't have any cantrips that can actually harm him, do I?
I think you've got Chill Touch. I can't
You have
remember.
Chill Touch for sure. You also have Ray of Sickness as a first level spell if you want to cast it. You have Sleep as a first level spell if you want to cast it.
I'm going to throw a Chill Touch at him.
All right, there you go. So a Chill Touch then is a ranged spell attack. So a ranged attack here. And I'm going to roll the attack here. Unfortunately, it's a miss. I'm sorry to say. Anything else you want to do?
Yes, I want to crawl into the corner and die of shame because my last 2 spells have failed so very miserably. Other than that, that's about it.
All right, sounds good. Next up on initiative is you, Bevist. What are you going to do?
I'm going to move forward and hit him with my sword, Booming Blade, again.
That is a hit.
Finally.
You hit him squarely in the chest, and I am going to make him. Let's see, that's Orc 5. since he was running up the stairs at full speed through the fog and all that sort of thing, I'm going to make him make a check. Which he did. Okay. So he is still on his feet.
If he moves, he takes the D8 thunder damage.
Ah, great. Yeah, I mean, he's on a staircase, so he's going to move a little bit. So yeah, give him another D8 thunder damage.
D2, D4, D6, D8. Who do we recuperate?
Boom! He starts slipping on the staircase, and then there's a boom of thunder, and he goes flying back at the bottom of the staircase, cracks his head on the ground, and is still.
No.
That's nice. Good roll.
Nefaria would like to know if she can borrow Babas' dice for her next turn.
Alright, the wolf has found its sense of direction.
Sure, they're tie-in.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And tears around the corner into the second floor. You hear barking coming closer. Some very angry looking wolf. And you've seen that wolf. Not real fun. Okay, cat is totally fine. And the cat is on the ground floor and makes its way over to the two half-orcers that are fighting, the three people who are no longer tied up, and just sort of takes in the sight and stares. Its tail twitches ominously. Trist, your turn. Trist, it's your turn.
I will switch the bonfire back over to half ogre 1, because then they have to roll.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll have to.
And then sneak around the corner, sneak around the corner.
Definitely.
Made its saving throw.
Okay.
So it does not take damage, but it is still burning.
Yeah. But it is set more on fire. And I will come around sneakily. Do I need to roll something for that?
Yeah, like I say, a general sense of how well your character does this sneaking.
Okay. Let's see.
Alright. Looking okay.
Okay.
I assume that's the end of your turn then. So it'll be your turn now, Winwick.
I'm going to try to go ahead and sneak around the corner like everybody else since the two ogres are fighting. I'm going to leave them to it. There's not much I can do to help out with that, and I don't want to draw their attention. So,
Yeah, that sounds fine. So just make a general thing. I mean, you do see there is a cat within your striking range if you really wanted to.
No, I'm good. I don't want to draw any extra attention. We're doing well right now. I'm going to just try to sneak off here.
Wow. Even you know that you did a pretty good job there.
Let's see. We can only move 25, so that's
Even
probably about as far as I can go
Ron
right
doesn't
there.
look up as you pass by. Even Ron doesn't look up as you pass by, yeah.
Okay.
Hitron says, I have an urge to use Mage Hand to pet the kitty on my next turn.
How about choke the kitty?
That kitty
I like
has a
how you
name.
say that because, that could... Never mind. I'm not going there on a family stream.
I think that kitty was looking at us like we were lunch.
All right, the people on the second floor, they are just turned around. Maybe it's because of all those plants and stuff that is near your room. They can't decide if all of a sudden they've been teleported inside, outside. It's really foggy. They're bumping into rocks and stone and walls. They're bumping into each other, and it is just a mess over on the second floor. They are pretty clearly seem to be, even though the war chief is a fairly intelligent person from what you've seen so far and skilled, is absolutely not prepared to deal with this kind of magical guard and ward. Orc 1 finally finds his way around and goes to the... and starts coming up the stairs to the third floor. You see an orc. The troll, stern. You hear just a... Wait a second. Is that tears? Ron, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna try to sneak around the corner.
Alright, it seems like it was pretty nicely done. The ogres didn't see you. The cat, you're not sure, because you had to kind of look through the ogres with their punching each other in the face and bonfire and loincloths on fire and such, and so you could kind of lost sight of the cat there for a second. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Alright, Half Ogre 2 is going to punch Half Ogre 1.
Excellent.
Hits, and... boom! With the big punch, you hear a crunch on his nose, and Half Ogre 1 crumbles.
Yay, bonfire.
The bonfire is still in front of him, but... Half Ogre 2 starts looking around and is staring at the cat. Nefaria, it's your turn. You have got, coming up the staircase, an orc.
I'm going to go with Chill Touch again.
That is a hit, and you do...
I'm helping!
a mere 1 point of necrotic damage. It cannot, however, regain hit points. And
I'm still helping!
Sorry.
It also has disadvantage on its attack, however, for a round.
Honest, I'm helping! And that is it for me. It's only 1 point, but he can't heal, and
he has
disadvantage. So,
yay?
yay?
Yeah, not bad, actually.
Good job.
The war chief finally figures out where he is and starts heading toward the staircase. And the war chief is at the bottom of the stairs, headed your way. He looks very angry. Hieronymus, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm basically going to hold action until I see either the half ogre or the cat basically break the plane of the corridor that where we're at. And then upon seeing them, I will take an action.
Repeat that again? I didn't quite catch what you were going to do.
Okay, I'm gonna hold my action until I see either the half ogre or the cat come through the little corridor that we're in.
Okay. Okay, it sounds fun. Sure. All right, it is the troll's turn. You definitely. I mean, it's kind of chaotic, but it's not that loud. And apparently, the troll is crying. Hitron, it's your turn. Hitron is going to find something to use for a makeshift club and do nothing else to draw the half-ogre's attention. Just to see, do you have any ability, character sheet thing, spell that might be applicable to you being able to put together a makeshift club? All right, you find an excellent piece of firewood. Now, what's your goal? Do you want to have just a small club? Are you looking for a torch that you could light on fire? Are you looking for something that you could theoretically chuck so it would be well balanced to throw? Do you have any kind of preference? I'm going to let you kind of describe what it is you find. You have the ingredients for sticks, cloth, hay, coal, oil, nails, things like that at your disposal. Yeah, that sounds fine. So you actually find not just a really good balanced piece of board, but it's also a good balanced piece of board that's got a couple of really pokey looking knots in it that might almost pierce. So you've got a really good club, and I'm going to give you a +1 on that club. You can add it to your character sheet, a +1 club that you can use. And we'll call it, that's your turn, finding it and putting it together. Okay, the cat looks with its eyes, its cat-like eyes, at the half-ogre, and a small green ray shoots from its eyes. The creature itself, let's see, give it a saving throw. Alright. Alright. It is instantly turned into a pile of ash on the ground.
Oh, nice.
So a green ray just shot from the cat's eyes and instantly turned the half-ogre into ash.
See, that's why we didn't attack the cat. Cat's our friend.
Is it?
Or it's pissed at its minions.
Cats are friends.
You keep thinking that.
All right. It is now Trist's turn.
Ultimately, I would like to try to get up to the stairs to where the others are, but
Not a bad plan. Right now, you're looking around, and other than the cat, the ground floor appears to have been emptied.
Okay.
There are probably some enemies outside, because you know at least at one point there were people outside, but you don't see them on the ground floor.
Yeah, I want to leave outside. So this cat has not attacked us yet, so I'm going to continue just to kind of ignore it and start heading towards the stairs. Hold on, what's my movement? 30, so 5. So I'll get to like here.
And you can use your action to dash for your movement again if you want.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. So 30 more.
Yeah, I'm going to draw on the map quickly so you remember where the entrance to the staircase is.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to go the wrong way.
Yep, that way.
Okay. But I'm not going to go towards the cat, for sure. 5, 10, 15, 30.
How often do you hear that? I'm not going towards the cat.
No one's ever heard me say that.
And wait, is my ability... Hold on a second, let me check something. As a bonus action... Oh, did I use my bonus action to sprint?
No, I believe you used basically double movement. So you used your main action and your movement action to double move.
So with my bonus action, I'm going to speak telepathically to the kitty and say, nice kitty, we don't have any problem with you. Go about your business.
Okay. Now, I don't know enough about that. You don't know whether or not the cat heard you or not, right?
When you're speaking telepathically, you can give that creature the ability to speak telepathically to you until the start of your next turn. So I speak to it, and I allow it to speak to me if it so chooses.
Or the next
but it doesn't
turn.
have to.
So on its turn, it can speak to you.
You know, that's not really clear. To use this, it has the ability until the start of my next turn, it says.
Okay. So you said what you're going to say, and we'll see what happens there.
Okay.
Babist, it's your turn. Unfortunately, your long sword did not work. You were unable to hit.
I have disadvantage, but I'm not sure why.
Oh. Why do you have disadvantage?
Dropped a 19.
I don't see... Alright, but if you dropped a 19, we'll call it a hit, so roll damage on it.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you know, it has some status effects on it that should actually make it... Yeah, okay. Alright, so it has been wounded. Pretty severely, the orc. Ugh.
Actually, the orc should have disadvantage.
Yeah, what would you
Because of my chill touch.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But Babist should not have disadvantage that I know of.
Yeah, maybe I've got it on the wrong character then or something like that. Or it's somehow set to, like, give you disadvantage rather than take disadvantage. Either way, it's fine. Like I said, one of the nice things I like about Fantasy Ground Series, honestly, you can just kind of wing it. You can force anything to be whatever you want it to be. So, I know how to DM. I've played this game with pencils and paper a little bit. We'll just force it that way. Alright, sounds good. Anything else you want to do?
I passed. That was it.
Okay, cool. Orc 2's turn then is... Orc 2 is still lost. The wolf is not lost and can move 80 feet. I got a dex check though on the staircase. And it made its saving throw. So this thing, once it's got its scent, it has got its scent, and it has got its scent on you, Babist. The wolf comes charging up right towards you, and that's the end of its turn. But it is right next to you, with teeth clawing, and yeah, it's a little scary. Winwick.
I am going to continue. I'm going to sneak past and start heading toward the stairwell as well, like Trist, since we're kind of done with the arc. And at the end of that, I'm going to just do one turn. And what I'd like to do is be prepared to cast Ray of Frost just in case the cat gets to start moving towards our direction, if that's all right.
All right.
So I'm going to roll stealth here. Ooh, that one's not very good. Well, I'm slowly moving past here, but I don't know if the cat's going to actually notice me now or not.
No, that was one. Actually, that's a good point. You don't need to re-roll your skill every time. That one was kind of for the general encounter here. So.
Okay.
So yeah, you're quite stealthy and almost cat-like in your own movements here. I assume going to do maybe a double movement, or what you want to do?
If I could do a double movement and still have Ray of Frost ready to cast, yeah.
No, you could not.
Yeah.
However, you do not see as you make your movement, you do not see the cat looking towards you. As a matter of fact, there are pillars right now between the two of you, so you may want to take that second movement.
I will. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So now it is Orc 1's turn. Orc 1 is not happy with you, Babist.
But at least he's at disadvantage.
And let me make sure it. Let me roll twice. I can actually manually force it to be disadvantaged, but I didn't do that this time. So I'm just going to roll it twice and take the lowest. So 13, I believe, would not hit, or would a 13 hit?
AC 16.
Alright, cool. So it's a miss. On Orc 1. And it's not going to move, it's just going to stay with the battle there. Top of the order is Babist's turn. Oh, for those who are wondering how this is working, I prefer an initiative that re-rolls at the start of every turn. That way people don't get into a routine of sort of checking out for 20 minutes. We have about 10 minutes left of the show here, though, so I did just kind of want to give people a heads up that this will probably be our last round of the evening, maybe one more round, depending on what happens here at the next couple of actions.
Okay, I will use Sword Burst. So swords burst around me to hit these two guys.
Boom. Alright, the wolf has taken damage with the sword burst, which is a momentary circle of spectral blades sweeps around and starts tearing into the poor wolf. Alright, what else are you going to do, if anything?
That's it.
Okay, Nefaria?
Oh.
Where am I on the map again? What am I looking at?
Coming up the stairs, an orc and a wolf. Babis is barely able to fend them off. Meanwhile, you see the orc war chief at the bottom of the stairs, glaring upwards angrily.
I'm too afraid to mess with the Orc War Chief. Nefaria is not overly brave. I'm going to go for Orc 1 again with the Chill Touch. I'm a one-trick wizard.
Well, that's a nice easy one, I guess, huh? Alright, so attack. It is a hit, and it is... Boom! It pierces it,
Nice.
the orc in the chest. The orc starts to shrivel and make a half yelp that is cut off suddenly, and the orc falls to the ground and starts rolling down the staircase.
I'm really help me now. Thanks for lending me your dice there, Babas.
And you have your
Sure thing.
if you wish to use it.
I will stay here safely behind Babas, but still within casting range of nasty bad guys.
Alright, the troll is definitely bawling its head off at this point. You can hear it all the way a couple floors away. Big racking sobs.
Aww.
Orc 2 is still very much confused and really just not having a very good day regarding getting lost in the fog thanks to the guards and wards. The Orc War Chief turns and looks up at the staircase. It takes its spear, looks at you, Nefaria, and chucks a spear up the staircase.
Can I duck as a free action?
You are hit.
Help!
Oh, actually, that's not even right. This one. You are now at 0 hit points, pierced right through the gut by a gigantic spear of the Orc War Chief. And you
Pierced through the gut, and he's too blank. You spears the bad name.
You are at 0 hit points. Next turn. Oh, actually, the Orc War Chief is actually going to finish by moving up to you, Ballast. Now, Winwick, it is your turn. Oh, by the way, in this process, Trist, it's around this time that you hear this kind of growling, and then, I mean, it's in cat, but strangely you can understand it, and it says, "You promised tuna."
Oh, we'll get you tuna.
Winwick, it is your turn.
I'm gonna do a double move, get closer to the stairwell. Now, looking on the map, it looks like I'm gonna have to go around that second pillar.
Yes.
It looks like,
well,
okay.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, you have to go around it. Yeah. It's like basically cut off there.
Okay, that'll put me right there.
Oh, you should be able to move more than that. 5 foot squares? Double movement?
Oh, is it 5? Here. I think that's about it.
Okay, alright. Well, that sounds good then. You have basically made your way there, and you're still not seeing the cat. Looking towards you anyway. Hitchrin. It is your turn, Hitchrin. Going to make my way to the stairs as well, using that double movement. Sounds good. Why don't you move yourself? Alright, Trist. Right before the start of your turn, you hear one more thing from the kitty, which is, "Kitty is mad." It is your turn, Trist.
Contact Babas, bring tuna. And then I'm going to move forward. Yes, you can respond. You gotta click to talk, though.
I'm the only one standing up here, and I'm a bit busy with some orcs and a wolf.
I'm not hearing anyone.
Bribe the troll.
I don't see the troll.
All right, there you go. Ron, it is your turn. I assume you may wish to follow the group.
More or less, that is correct.
All right, why don't you move yourself?
The dash action.
All right, the
I think
cat
that's good.
walks over to where you guys were, and you don't really see what it does at that point. And the wolf is going to be the final action of the evening, and the wolf is going to try to attack you, Babist. And it has advantage on its attack roll. Because it has an ally within 5 feet of it, that is not incapacitated. And that is a hit. Alright, cool. Why does it say damage absorbed?
Because I have false life.
Oh, very nice. Alright, cool. Well, you definitely took some damage, but it was absorbed by your false life. Alright, that is where we're going to wrap it up tonight. We are going to finish this campaign. It'll be the 4th Sunday of April, which puts it at April 28th will be our final session here, the Wizard's Book, and it is going to be coming to an explosive, potentially conclusion. They may have won round 1. It looks like you guys have largely won round 2, and we shall see how round 3 goes. Anything you guys want to say on the players here? Something you want to maybe... Final thoughts? Something you want to let people know about?
My tablet's my tablet's not working. But yes. I can't. Yes.
Actually, I did want everyone to know it's Streaming with Even. I mentioned this earlier, but for anyone who wasn't here, I am out of town, so Streaming with Even will not be on tonight, probably not next week or the following either, but we'll return after that.
All right, and I did want to thank everyone in the group here for being here. I know that, let me do a couple of promotions. EldritchEntertainment.com, correct?
That's correct.
And that's where you can get awesome DM screens, all sorts of other cool stuff that both Trist and Babis do. And you really do want to check that out, I think, if you are a tabletop gamer, because it's some really neat stuff, and you'd be supporting not only an awesome DDO player, but an awesome D&D player, and an awesome D&D Night player here as well. Nefaria, we got you. Comic, anything you want to say here before we wrap it up?
No, not really. Thanks for watching, everybody.
And Backlagor, Winwick, I know you're on every Friday for Fridays on Ice. Anything else you got going on you want to mention?
No, I stream on my own channel, twitch.tv/Backlagor as well on occasion. Not as often as I do on the Fridays on Ice thing. That's my main deal. But for the most part, anybody that wants to follow, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. It was a lot of fun tonight. It was great. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks very much. And a quick reminder that we are live every Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern right here on twitch.tv/DDOstream. D&D Night on DDOstream is brought to you. We are sponsored by Fantasy Grounds, who are awesome. And you can find out more at fantasygrounds.com. They have got the most virtual tabletop licenses of any virtual tabletop. We're clearly playing a lot of 5th edition here, but they have just about everything, if not everything. It's at least something that you can almost certainly get working in Fantasy Grounds. So please check out more at fantasygrounds.com. You can sign up for a free account, so you don't even have to give them any money right away until you find out whether or not it's going to work for you. It probably will if you were into doing tabletop gaming with other people across the internet. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Fantasy Grounds, for being a sponsor. Thank you so much for being here, and let me see if I can find my schedule here real quick. What do we have going on next week?
I'd also like to say, if anyone would like to join me on my channel tomorrow night, I'll be painting up a beholder for D&D that was that I won from Rock Punch the other night.
Awesome. And if I'm recalling, I think Evil Beaker has next Sunday, right? He's doing... I'm actually not up on my calendar here, but I'm pretty sure Evil Beaker has got the end of the month here with a pre-recorded show, perhaps. Anyway, stay tuned. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm blue. It's episode 8 of Water Deep Dragon Heist.
Yes, Evil Beaker, March 31st. Episode number 8 of Waterdeep Dragon Heist with the Waterdeep Dwarves and +1 show. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for being here, and we will see you again soon.
Good night.
Good night.